what the f is this? 11,000 subs with 500,000 views in 6 days about YouTubers tried to warn us. What the f could this possibly be about?
From predicting the biggest scam in YouTube history.
I remember that.
There's some shady shit going on.
Yep, and they all called him crazy. Dude, I can't tell you. Hold up. Let's get to the video first.
Put my finger upon it.
To unmasking
Before
a shady influencer project.
Yep.
$1 million worth of eggs in the first day.
Yep.
And did I mention the game hadn't even been launched yet?
I remember that.
These are the unbelievable times when YouTubers were right all along. Starting with the well-loved YouTuber Markiplier.
This one was crazy.
Called a crazy and paranoid influencer for questioning what would eventually be exposed as the biggest scam in YouTube history.
Bro, talk about my life on YouTube. How many times have I told my community that this guy's a piece of shit, that this guy's a scumbag, and then all these people are like, oh, no, you're just not like that. This is just Tectone being a hater. This is just Tectone being a hater. And I've been right every single fucking time. Like, I want you to imagine the shit that just happened with Toho. If I didn't have DMs, I would have been told again that I'm just crazy, right? That's what's crazy is that when you're on the top and you got so many motherfuckers coming at you nonstop, and then people blame you for people going after your spot, it's like my life is on insane difficulty 24/7 as a fucking CC. Thank God I'm so goddamn fucking alert at all times. I was prepared for that shit. Good Lord. It is bad, bro. I hate when I know I'm right and everybody tells me I'm crazy. That being said, you guys have also warned me about a couple of people as well that I told y'all you were crazy about. Yeah. So, obviously it goes both ways.
In 2019, Markiplier would kick off his stream by questioning the credibility of Honey, a free browser extension that promises to save you money.
But there's some shady shit going on. I can't put my finger upon it. But why do they spend millions on advertising?
Yep.
And then people are getting money out of it, and then people are saving money out of it, and that makes sense, but the other part doesn't make sense, and then something's going on here. Where's all this money coming from?
Yeah, like how is Honey making so much money off of saving people money? And then you realize, oh, that's how.
Where is Honey getting the money?
Yep.
Where's Honey getting all their money from?
Yep.
He wasn't finished with his predictions.
I have a feeling there's gonna, in like a couple years, there's gonna be the great Honey conspiracy.
Yep.
Of like 2022. And I don't know what it is.
But although his intentions were completely innocent, Markiplier would leave a chilling message for his viewers.
Listen, if I disappear like in the next few days, it was Honey. If I disappear in the future and then suddenly like Markiplier just mysteriously disappears, it was Honey.
Dude, and you know what's crazy? He's not wrong for that. I was saying the exact same thing about Genshin Impact when I got them to fix their weapon banner. I was like, bro, like for real. So the most chilling message I've ever received, and I'm not going to say who this is from. I was told, I shit you not, it only costs $10,000 to make someone disappear forever. And the person who I heard that from was someone who I was so horrified of, because I know that they know that it was the truth. And so I was horrified because so many people get in controversies with these big businesses and then all of a sudden, this person killed themselves. I would like to go on record. I am not suicidal. I would never kill myself. Absolutely not. They get in a feud with a big influencer. This person killed themselves. No, they fucking did it. And we know what you fucking did. And they say, oh, you're paranoid. Oh, you're paranoid. Then why the fuck's it happen so much?
Because there's some shady shit happening.
However, since Honey had been endorsed by all your favorite influencers.
Do you have Honey installed?
What's Honey?
Oh, no.
Honey.
Honey is a free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
Free browser extension.
And was raking in a fortune. Markiplier would be called crazy and paranoid. That is, until YouTuber Megalab would release a shocking video titled Exposing the Honey Influencer Scam.
Yep.
Honey is a scam, and the majority of claims promoted by those influencers aren't even remotely true. But it gets worse.
I will say, I don't hold any responsibility towards these influencers whatsoever. Like, how would they supposed to know? Right? I can understand, like, it seems a bit too good to be true, but like when you see everybody else doing it, it's kind of hard to know.
Honey hasn't just been scamming you, the consumer, they've also been stealing money from influencers, including the very ones they paid to promote their product. And I'm not just talking about a few bucks here. I believe the scam has likely cost content creators millions of dollars. Sound crazy? Well, I didn't believe it at first either, until I experienced it myself firsthand. In fact, I'm confident this might just be the biggest influencer scam of all time. Which is insane, considering Honey is owned and run by PayPal, who purchased this company for $4 billion.
With undeniable proof that he had been right all along, Markiplier would then upload another revolutionary video.
I knew there was something shady. I knew it because it didn't smell right.
Yeah.
A lot of other YouTubers that I talked to were saying like I'm crazy and paranoid, but it didn't make sense because where does the money come from?
Yeah.
Not only is he the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, he's also the king of predicting a scam when others were blinded by it. Genuinely respect him for having morals and not accepting the sponsor because he felt it was iffy. But
Well, I don't know about morals being that thing, right? Like, you got to understand that it's like, you get paid 200 grand to go slap this shit on your fucking YouTube video. You know what I mean? And you see every other influencer doing that. I'll be real. The majority of sponsors, people are just like, okay, let's do a review. Oh, reviews are good. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Like, you can't blame influencers for being deceived by every other bit of misinformation that were put out there on the internet. So I personally don't hold them accountable whatsoever.
while Markiplier's prediction turned out to be shockingly accurate,
Yep.
Sunny V2 would face a wave of hate after refusing to bow to cancel culture. On April 13th, 2023, drama YouTuber Sunny V2 would come under
Yep.
public scrutiny
I love this dude's channel.
after releasing a video titled, "How Will the Chris Tyson Situation
Yep.
Impact Mr. Beast?"
Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer Mr. Beast videos.
Oh, yeah.
If this is the case, Jimmy
The era of feigning acceptance on everything is just fucking ridiculous. It's insane, guys. Like, legit. Like, the amount of people who are like, oh, man, if you're not accepting of everybody's wants and needs, then you're fucking bigoted. It's like, brother, shut the fuck up. Like, legit, just shut your fat fucking mouth. In the same vein that people expect acceptance of everything, these same people should also understand that these insane concepts to some people might take a little bit to be rationalized and understood. And some of them are right and some of them are wrong. But you can't expect instant acceptance if you're not willing to wait for acceptance on people trying to figure it out. Like for example, guys, if I were to tell you, guys, there's a fucking sinkhole underneath your fucking house. You'd be like, well, I've lived here for 40 years. It's never been that way. It's been fine. Look, I'm jumping up and down on the ground right now. It's fine, right? I'm not going to blame you for not believing me until I can show you concrete evidence of why I'm right. So when these things are argued in emotions, because the sinkhole is easy to show, but when it's like, no, trust me, this concept exists inside my mind. You need to believe me right now. It's like, okay, man. Like, okay, yeah, I don't know about that. It's like you gotta like give people some fucking time to understand what it is we're talking about. But this era of instant acceptance, it's insane. Because if you don't instantly accept every new thing that people are saying, no, trust me, this is real, then you're labeled as a fucking bigot. It's nuts.
has no
Give people some fucking time or explain them with facts and proof of why this is true. Other than that, give them a little bit of time.
option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm.
This sparked a wave of backlash, not only from the internet, but also from Mr. Beast himself. Yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare, he's my—
It's also like this horrific thing of trying to label everybody as a pedophile and label everybody as a fucking transphobe and a homophobe, to where people are just looking for anything. It's like, oh wow, this guy, Jesus Christ, man, this guy thinks that dudes with penises or people are dudes if they have penises, and they think that this woman is a woman if they have a vagina. This guy's transphobic. It's like, all right, dude. And it's like, oh, dude, this guy watches anime. Bro's a pedophile. It's like, what are we doing here? Where we're at an era where we want to be offended so bad that we're looking for any excuse to devalue someone's character and label them as a criminal. It's pathetic, man. It really is. I mean, like, think about the Hassan and Ethan debate. Think about how many times Hassan called him Islamophobic, racist. Think about how many times he called Asmongold a pedophile. You know what I mean? Like, immediately, these scum fucks of the earth are just like, well, if you disagree with me, I'm immediately going to convict you of a crime. And it's like, all right, dude. It's like, all right, dude. Like, come on, man. Let's get rooted back in reality here.
My friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off.
Absolute psychopathic behavior, bro. Have some shame and decency before you put out a video like this.
Brother, you cannot make this shit up. I have never pre-watched this video. The moment Hassan has any opportunity to virtue signal or moral grandstand, he will take it immediately. And then once he's been called out on his horrific takes, he will never look at the criticism, and he will revise history to fit his narrative. Oh my God. That is fucking nuts. Holy shit.
You don't even fucking know this person, dude. You parasocial freak lord. What the
I don't get it at all. This whole video, I mean, you could have just said, hey, I'm outwardly transphobic and I feel like I don't like when people take HRT.
But despite the immense criticism the video generated, Sunny V2 refused to apologize or back down from his initial stance. Until 2024, when Chris would be accused of inappropriate behavior with underage individuals. Proving him right, this prompted Mr. Beast to change his tone and set the record straight. Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. Surprise, surprise, Sunny V2 proved everyone wrong. He knew in the first place that Chris will negatively impact Mr. Beast's reputation, and now that Chris was exposed as a pedophile, Mr. Beast just got a major L for even protecting him. Sunny V2 taught me two things with this whole saga. Silence sometimes is the best answer, and a very powerful one at that. Time has the tendency to kill lies and let the truth be seen. Although Sunny V2 had the last laugh in the end, Jacksepticeye would find himself in hot water after his controversial comments about Mr. Beast.
I still can't believe how angry at the internet got at me when I called Jacksepticeye retarded. It was this whole fucking thing of like, Jacksepticeye gets diagnosed with autism, and it shows this fucking image of, let me see if I can pull it up. Like, this looks like bro's dying. Like, look at how dramatic these fucking thumbnails are. And it's like, bro got diagnosed with autism. Like, legit, it looks insane. Look at this. How long does he have to live? You see what I'm saying? Oh, man. Like, come on. And so all I say is, oh, God, he's retarded. I had a dude in my DMs saying, dude, I'm going to fight you in real life. Oh, dude, actually not. This isn't even a random guy. I'm not even going to give him the honor of saying what channel this guy is. This guy has 400,000 subs. And he said he was going to find me in real life and whoop my ass because I said, oh, God, he's retarded. I shit you. And he lives in Austin. He lives in Austin. And I'm like, oh, bro. And I'm thinking, like, man, do I really want another hate thread of me beating the fuck out of another content creator? Not particularly. Little guy, scrawny little dude. And he's like, oh, I'm going to fight you. Okay. If I were to go whoop this dude's ass, you know how bad it would look for me? And then he was saying shit like, man, dude, your behavior's out of fucking control and everybody who's tried talking to you has just failed. Who, bitch, who? I'm one of the most reasonable fucking people in this goddamn town. Like, your mental illness is not my responsibility. Your delusion of reality, I'm sorry, sweetheart, it's fiction. I am very easy to talk to. Name me the streamer who's tried to talk to me in Austin that I wasn't completely respectful towards. I would love to know. Who?
2023, Jacksepticeye would face immense backlash after his shocking response to a question about YouTuber Mr. Beast.
Really?
Like Mr. Beast? No.
Jack, do you think Mr. Beast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, fucking based, bro. Who cares? Oh, this guy doesn't doesn't like our internet sweetheart, Mr. Beast.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why? Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
Prompting Mr. Beast to immediately lash out.
Oh, here we go.
I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and sports cars, and instead reinvested my money into making content and focused on doing good and inspiring kids to help people. This clip is insanely disrespectful in my opinion. And obviously, there is so much I could say about his content, but I'll just take the punches and be the bigger man. Since this happened when Mr. Beast was still riding high on widespread admiration, the internet tried to cancel Jack. Mr. Beast quality is higher than most can produce. This dude is emitting some real quitter and loser energy. Despite the situation, this controversy would eventually die down until September 2024, when Mr. Beast would announce that he was teaming up with Logan Paul and KSI to launch Lunchly, a healthier alternative to the well-loved Lunchables.
All right, we'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash. All right, now we're trying Lunchly. Come on.
We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
Like, just to let you guys know, like, this to little kids is that Jesus Christ is paired up with Adolf Hitler and Osama bin Laden, right? This is what it was like from a third grader's perspective. So as you can tell, middle school locker rooms were in tears. It was big sad.
Despite being marketed as a healthier alternative to Lunchables, Lunchly quickly came under fire when both consumers and content creators uncovered a major red flag.
And I usually don't make videos discussing creators' products, but when terms like healthier or better for you get tossed around, I feel it's important to set the record straight. They're often too high in sodium, saturated fat, and added sugars, and don't use healthy whole food ingredients. And because they fall into the category of ultra-processed foods, they aren't healthy to consume often, period.
This is molded. That's mold. Ooh. This is not safe.
Following these allegations, Mr. Beast would try to set the record straight.
Every single Lunchly with cheese meat is USDA inspected. There is no mold when it leaves our factory. Like, we have the highest QC standards imaginable. Like, what do we have? Why would we ship that out? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
But the internet did not take this well. Mr. Beast ruined YouTube. His whole point of defeating T-Series was because it was a corporation. Now Mr. Sellout is a corporation. Looks like Jacksepticeye was right about Mr. Beast. In the end, Jacksepticeye's take on Mr. Beast aged like fine wine, much like investigative YouTuber CoffeeZilla. Who would get hit with a lawsuit after exposing a shady crypto influencer scam. On December 17th, 2022, investigative YouTuber CoffeeZilla would release a gripping 3-part series titled Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam.
This shit was insane. It was so good.
I lost around $50,000 in cryptos.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian.
Jesus!
$500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Just as everyone expected, Logan Paul did not react to the criticism well, and released a now-deleted 30-minute video attacking CoffeeZilla.
CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more.
I believe Logan Paul because he photoshopped CoffeeZilla's face to look a little bit silly. I believe Logan Paul.
Than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. As soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat.
I'm gonna be real. Jacksepticeye sounded so bitter and grumpy who made that take about Mr. Beast. Yeah, because he is. And yeah, because he's right. Guys, you got to understand, the Mr. Beast we have in 2025 is not the same one we had in 2022. It's so painfully obvious. Like, legit, I think maybe like 1 out of every 7 videos he makes these days is like actually palatable. But it feels so forced these days, it's insane.
On social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
Trying to silence an investigative reporter is a massive sign that you've done some illegal shady ass shit. Logan seemed to realize that too, apologizing just a few days later.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is.
Alongside a bold promise to refund every penny he owed.
I am personally committing.
Yeah, I bet you he didn't do that.
1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million.
But a year later, it would be uncovered that this so-called refund had an outrageous condition attached to it.
Logan Paul is refunding people he scammed if they promise to stop suing him for the vastly larger amount he may owe them.
Understandably,
Gulp?
This received a lot of backlash. Should not be a surprise Logan Paul is a fake content creator, a fake entertainer, a fake boxer, and clearly a fake business guy. What did you expect? To this day, Logan Paul is yet to refund the victims of CryptoZoo. But if CoffeeZilla set out to prove that Logan Paul's true intentions had been to scam his followers all along, Toddy's bombshell revelation would be—
And I'll be real, man. Logan Paul's a damn good wrestler, though. I hate his ass so much, and I love watching him get his shit kicked in.
Be overshadowed by her desire for revenge. On May 10th, 2019, beauty influencer Toddy Westbrook would release a video accusing a then 19-year-old James Charles of predatory behavior.
You were talking in detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, James, he's straight, your response was, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity. So freaking gross.
Although the allegations were shocking, fans were quick to point out that Toddy had only decided to come forward following James's public endorsement of Sugar Bear Hair, a competitor to her supplement brand, Halo Beauty. Toddy didn't have a problem with him trying to get a straight man to hook up with him until he promoted Sugar Bear Hair. She didn't speak up until she felt betrayed. The final blow for Toddy, however, was when James released a 41-minute video revealing his own side of the story.
Sam and I talked for a very, very long time, and his sexuality, like I said, wavered a lot. Every time that he was a little bit confused, we had open and honest conversations about it, and he always asked me my input, and I gave it to him. I would never out somebody, and I have never, ever tried to manipulate somebody's sexuality, including his, point blank period.
But while the internet was convinced that it was all a long and elaborate lie by Toddy to ruin James's career, the truth would come to light just 2 years later when James Charles would find himself facing shocking accusations of predatory behavior from a 16-year-old aspiring YouTuber.
Trigger warning, I will be talking about grooming and James Charles, so if you get triggered by any of those, keep scrolling, but if not, watch this video, please. So last Wednesday on the 17th, James Charles snapped me on Snapchat. I was getting really uncomfortable, so I told him my age. I told him I'm 16. Meanwhile, he's 21. He's a grown man. And then he proceeds to say, oh, but I didn't even get to see the, meaning my body. And after telling him, like, no, like, I'm not gonna send it to you, he kept on asking for pictures and videos of body hair and me flexing and stuff.
As expected, James wasted no time and immediately fired back with a statement. The accusations that I have groomed this person are completely false. After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats. Because of situations like this, instead of taking someone's word for it, I will now ask to see the ID or passport of every guy I have a conversation with. This, however, didn't convince fans, though, forcing James—
Hey, I'll be real. I ask every girl I talk to now, do you have a mental illness? You can never be too careful, guys. I will be real. It's a great pickup liner. So, are you mentally ill? It helps a lot.
To drop an apology video just days later.
First and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions.
But this time, no.
Yo, anybody else think this guy is like kind of gay? I'm getting like major gay vibes. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think my gaydar works really well, bro. I swear to God, bro's gay. You think? No, I'm telling you, bro. I think he's gay. I think he is.
No one was buying it.
It's on the fence.
Now, if someone that wasn't famous did this, they would be put in prison. I believe Toddy did the right thing by exposing James's predatory behaviors. James should be kept behind bars, literally.
Yes,
the way
Queen.
I used to be one of his biggest fans. I couldn't look past the situation. He's honestly a bad person. Fortunately for Toddy, this sickening revelation turned the tide of public opinion in her favor.
Good.
But as for James Charles, his YouTube account has since been demonetized, making it yet another one of those situations where a YouTuber tried warning us.
Love out! Hey, don't worry, guys. There'll be many other situations where I try to warn you guys about creators, and you'll take a little bit to take my word for it, but don't worry. There are two types of people in this world. People who get that I'm right, and people who don't get that I'm right yet. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Bro, what a great fucking video. Are we getting permit or are you good? I'll be real. I feel like there's no way I get permit after how like viral the story became. I think that if Twitch were to ban me after all of this, it would make him look so bad. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked. That's just my opinion.